What is your anime character based on? Did you come up with your own? She was a happy little accident. I used to be pink. Sorry. I used to be salmon colored, to be honest. I used to be salmon colored with red markings. So like this color, but a bit more on the orangey side. I just thought it was a cool color back then. When I first discovered VTubing and wanted to have my own character, I didn't really know how to use the resources. So it was really simple. Also, the reason the ears are turned down, I know I keep saying it's because I'm a cat, but it's mainly because I wanted to be a cat VTuber. Didn't know how to make cat ears, and cat ears were also a bit generic to me because at the moment it felt like every single VTuber is just a cat girl. It felt like they are all cat girls until Gura blew up and then they were all sharks. But before like Gura changed the industry, it felt like every single person already was a cat girl, especially already in like the red, pinkish, salmon-ish area. So I'm like, okay, first of all, I suck at making cat ears. I didn't know how to sculpt the cat ears because it's very different from like... I needed to use hair, basically, to sculpt the ears, which was difficult. However, it was much easier to make downturned ears because then I could use the flow of hair more or less and just make them floppy. The inside joke was just like, oh, what do you mean? I'm just the cat. They're just cat ears, bro. What do you mean, bro? They're just regular old cat ears. But eventually I played Minecraft. And I was making an underwater base that connected through a river to another base. And I kept calling it, accidentally, the rail whale instead of railway. So chat kept saying that, why don't you just make a shark for the rail whale? Because it's a funny reference. You can just have like a Halloween outfit or something and just be a shark. However, at that specific time, Gura just so happened to also blow up. And so I was like, yeah, I am not gonna be a shark. Because people already accused me of copying Gura just because they were like, you're putting on a voice. And I'm like, you're trying too hard to be like Gura. And I'm like, okay, instead of making a shark, how about we make the rail whale?
Can you take my throne and liberate it?
So I was like, okay, how about it's called a rail whale, but we already have shark VTubers and we already have a whale. So I came with the idea of making an orca. That still fit, killer whale, orca. And I was surprisingly good at making... Is there still footage of it? Hold up. I made this. I changed my markings to blue. I made my hair black and white to fit the orca. And I made this hat and I made this tail. I made this hat. It had the fin on top and then two at the bottom. It had the orca whites and then the ears. This is how I made the ears. They kind of just look like hair going off to the side. But I'm not a 3D modeler. Okay, this is as good as I could get. This was it. I used a Vroid base model and I just sculpted and arted around with the textures and stuff until it was kind of done, and I made blend shapes and shit. And this model became more popular than my pink one. I don't blame them. The colors and everything just worked better. The model was just nicer to look at. Everything just looked better. I don't blame anyone for making this more popular than the pink one. It's easier on the eyes too. It fits in better with everything. It's more generic looking as well, which isn't always bad. I think especially nowadays, lots of people are scared to be too basic, so they do too much. Everyone can... Dude, if you want 17 fucking wings, 5 eyes, 9 million accessories, and like 3 mouths and strings coming out everywhere, and 3 arms and 4 legs, be my guest. But like, I feel, especially nowadays, people want to stand out really bad with their models. So they do a lot with their models. But like, I feel like what works best, usually, and the reason this model became more popular than the pink version, it was literally the same, but without the tail and head, but then pink. That was it. But I think the reason for that is because this is just easier on the eyes. Yeah, it's softer, it's nicer. It's just a better in a weird way. So it's more iconic, it's easier to memorize, and I think that's what people fail a lot when it comes to design. Recognizability. My pink model was hard for people to replicate. After they see it, if I asked them to draw it, they would be, you know, I don't know. But if people see this and they're asked to draw it, it just makes a lot of sense. It's just small things that you do to the silhouette and colors that just make it iconic. You know, it's not hard on the eyes. Yeah, it's so innocent, isn't it? I will never regret this model, no matter how scuffed it was and how much clipping and like weird stuff there was. I loved and still love this model with all my heart. Here, where I bought this outfit, but obviously the outfit doesn't come rigged to my model. It just gives me the outfit, the textures and everything for an outfit, right? So I was very proud to figure out how to weight paint. You can see some clipping and like goofiness with everything, but like you can see that things stick to my character, and I was so proud of like figuring out how to do that. I was just so proud. I hate when people say shit like, first of all, Lily only got lucky. You just have to get lucky. She had so much money. Her model is so expensive. I'm like, yeah, it is. Nowadays. Back then, I used a fucking headset mic, a garbage-ass PC, and I made my own 3D model. And I learned Blender and Unity. The amount of blood, sweat, tears, and hours that I spent in all 3 of these fucking cursed ass softwares to learn stuff and make it not look chronically viroid is insane. Like, I have so many hours in all of these programs. So yeah, it always bugs me. It hits like a little nerve when people brush off what I've accomplished nowadays to pure luck and money, because neither of these are true. And sometimes I wanna tell people to fuck off whenever they say that. I know they don't mean it in a bad way, and I don't care how miserable they feel, but I hate that they have to discredit me in the process of themselves feeling shit. I don't like it. Yeah, it's really annoying to be discredited for so much effort, for like years. So much effort for so many years, where I've been nothing but grinding and sweating and crying and bleeding into this, just for some idiot to come along and be like, yeah, no, I'm thinking of starting VTubing, but then I look at VTubers like Shylily and I don't have the money to start, and I'm like, bitch! Don't drag my name like that. I don't care about your insecurities, but don't discredit my work in the meantime for your issues. People say that. I don't know if people still say this nowadays. I still see many posts of people complaining how expensive VTubing is, and I will just never understand that standpoint. Ever. I'm like, bro, you don't need shit to get started. You don't even need a model. You don't even need a cam. You don't even need anything. Just download OBS and go. You can be a VTuber by just having a random PNG in the corner. Just have a customized PNG in the corner, and boom, you're already a VTuber. Figure out if streaming is even your thing before you invest anything ever. Yeah, there's so many free models that you can use, and They're highly customizable too, so like you can make yourself look unique even though it's a free model anyone can use.